This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com. Even in the darkness, there will be light. Hello and welcome to Before the Bath, the Gotham podcast, your guide for the last time to the TV show Gotham and all things Batman. I am Phil. We've got Kelly.
Hey!
And Lilith Hellfire showing her face again. Well, not her face, but Lilith Hellfire's present again.
Hey!
And we've got the powerhouse. The man who sometimes has a stash, sometimes not. No, I'm not Jim Gordon. Charlie Esser.
Yes, who is from the model for Gotham, Newark, New Jersey. Thank you very much.
Gotham's not that
People don't know that. Yeah, Gotham is based off of Newark, New Jersey.
It makes sense.
You look it up.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, I see it.
No, just the mansion. Wayne Manor is based off of actually in my neighborhood with the big manor here. You know, there was a thing, man. We also got chemical plants left and right, and
I was gonna say,
and you know, and a few sociopathic murderers.
And I was gonna say, we definitely got a couple jokers running around over there. Definitely.
That totally explains the mutant.
Just a Susan. Oh yeah.
What mutant? Anyway.
Oh, I don't know. Was anyone else disappointed by Catwoman?
What? Did they switch the actress for the last?
Yeah.
So,
I know it's 10 years later, and she is a short lady. You know, the actress who plays her is on the short side.
And young.
Yeah. Well, did I see it was like her decision or something, or? Unless they talked her into it.
Well, yeah.
Unless they talked her into it. You're just like, hey, just what, like I said, I think last week, what every actress wants to hear. Boy, you look too young. I don't think we can age you up 10 years.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do much with Bruce either, so, you know, it's, yeah. But they kept Cobblepot Enigma. That was the thing. It's like...
Can we just be honest? They did what was the actual series finale. This was just like a bonus episode. Can we just be real?
Yeah, I mean, last week
much.
could have been, but except they kind of wrapped it up way too easily.
Yeah.
No, they actually left a lot of great... You know what? Here's what I'm going to tell you. When they thought they were going to have a season, 4? They wrote it with on the off chance that someone was going to say, okay, you guys can have a season 4. And because it was definitely written that you could have very easily had a season 4 after that, you know. We still don't know about Nissa and the dog, you know. And if I'm wrong on how many seasons there've been, just please, you know, shoot the messenger. That's fine. But, you know, it was left in a spot where it's like, okay, we've got drama, we've got action, we've got a nice resolution. We could end here, but also if we get called back later, you know, we haven't written ourselves into too bad of a corner.
So if somebody buys them, they just like delete the last episode from the season and keep going.
Well, I mean, you could do that. I mean, you could even theoretically jump around. You know, you could do the 10 years between. You know.
Yeah, I guess you
like
can.
if they came back, we could do what is young Bruce doing, or what is. You know, honestly...
Plot twist. That's what the Pennyworth show is all about. They're like, it's going to be time-traveling Alfred.
Yeah.
Well, he should be Time Lord.
Always hoping that his next leap will be the leap home.
He's born
to his young master Lord. Bruce, yes.
He's born a Time Lord.
I really liked the promo for Pennyworth. I think they're actually going to make him an actor. I really got the feeling that there is this strong, you know, the whole Thomas Wayne, Alfred Pennyworth meet, that really seemed like, you know, Pennyworth was not the, you know, blood and guts guy that we've come to know and love, you know, that he is just our classic Alfred, which would be a nice change of pace, you know?
Where's the MI6 guy?
Or
no. Well, like he becomes that, but he starts out as the actor.
Yeah.
He comes in with Thomas Wayne, and then he has to sort of act the part.
No. Martha. That's our in with Pennyworth.
Well, we haven't met Martha yet. We haven't met Martha yet. We've only met Thomas, who has his stash. That's maybe why they made him shave it. Because, you look too much like Thomas Wayne. What's your father's name?
No one cares. It's not Jonathan. No.
But yeah, I think what me and Kelly said last week is I don't know if you needed a full hour for last week's episode. They should have did last week and this week as a 2-hour episode. Gave a half hour to, and then gave an extra half hour to this episode, the last episode. The 10 years later stuff should have been an hour and a half.
I don't think there was enough story in this episode for that.
Well, it was too easy. It was way too easy to catch Nigma and Joker.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's a predictable ending for an unpredictable show.
Well, they wanted to Smallville it, too, because, you really didn't get a good shot of him until the end.
But no, not Smallville it. They wanted to do better than Smallville. Look, as a person who loves Smallville, let's be real. We got 3 seconds in a CGI suit, and we got Lex in the background. It was just too much. This was enough. They gave you a lot of explanation in Gotham, and I appreciate it as someone who comes from the Smallville school of things.
Yeah, we did get some batarangs and, talking to Selena on the rooftop.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Joker was good in this. I liked Joker as...
I felt like they were really giving the homage to Batman 66. I mean,
they were
how he hung them up and the costuming, and there was so much Batman 66 there.
Yes. Well,
I also saw a lot of the Tim Burton elements as well too.
Well, that's when they first started putting Riddler in a suit. Was Batman 66?
Right, and Burgess Meredith. That was perfect Burgess Meredith Penguin.
Oh, yeah. And it was... here's the problem with it, though, is that it was after building these characters up for so long, it's such a... I don't know, it was just kind of a letdown for them. And also, so everyone does know that Batman is Bruce Wayne, right?
They should. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, maybe Harvey Bullock. I think Harvey Bullock's the one guy, because he's who is that? It's okay,
oh no, he knows.
That's what I was thinking.
He doesn't care.
I was like, is Jim playing dumb? Because it's okay, I know he's been gone for 10 years, but Bruce Wayne was running around 10 years ago, dressed all in black, fighting guys, and all of a sudden, hey, there's a mysterious stranger who comes to town the same time Bruce is returning, wearing black and beating on guys. And hey,
crippling muggers.
And the Joker escaped because he's he's back. So are we saying Jeremiah knows his identity?
Well, I think that.
Yeah.
I think I like to think it's sort of my headcanon that, of course, the Joker knows.
Well, they played that with that in the comics before too. They're he knows, but he doesn't care. He sees Batman as the real person.
Well, much like Bruce does. Yeah. They're both
and
insane.
What's the fun in defeating Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
That's not the story. That's not the thing we're producing here.
Well, and Jeremiah's brain is kind of scrambled at the moment. He can't exactly distinguish reality from his imagination. Yeah. So
rising from the primordial ooze.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Something beautiful.
And we got rid of Echo, so no more fake Harley. And honestly, just so...
You knew it was coming once he's like, I can never replace you. And it's like, yeah, you are going to replace it with Harley. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
Now, I got a question. In the scene with the whole the Wayne building being rededicated and everything, they're dedicated, was... The whole thing with Alfred and Selena not a little creepy? That whole up and down look from Alfred, that just creeped me out.
Is that better or worse than the slapping her?
Well,
I'm just saying that was a little.
I was gonna say, I thought that was an upgrade for sure.
It was a little creepy.
Well, not for nothing. I think that there's a real implication in that scene between, again, Selena and Bruce. Who definitely knows, where she basically says, you left me. And I think in that there is this implication that things did not go well for Selina after Bruce left. Bruce was like, I have to become a better Batman so I can protect the ones I love. Meanwhile, he's abandoning those he loves, and they're going to endure what kinds of horrors, goodness only knows, in Gotham, because clearly the gangs are still there. So I think that poor old Selina found herself in, some bad ways after this, and kind of holds a grudge against Bruce for leaving her. Because, and honestly, that's the one thing that felt very false about this show, is after what we've established between Bruce and Selina that he would leave her behind.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, why wouldn't he say, come with me, if nothing else?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
But to be fair, she has stabbed him and handcuffed him with a bunch of goons around.
That's true. And how many times she's like, "Oh no, I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need him."
Turnabout's fair play. That's all I'm gonna.
True.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna let you cool your heels for 10 years, woman.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that takes away.
But I think the whole up and down look from Alfred was like, because he did deliver that line. Oh, you dressed to the nines and came here just to tell Bruce to leave you alone.
Yeah, exactly.
And as we learned at the Batman conference, there is precedent for Alfred spanking Catwoman, right, Charlie?
There you go. Yes. Well, Alfred.
That's right up this Alfred's tree.
No, that was back in the day when putting a grown woman over your knee and having a little harsh discipline was not unheard of.
That's not going near.
I'm just saying. No.
Philip, steer the conversation the wrong way.
Anyway, but no, my question is, we finally got Barbara with the red hair, so my question is, did she dye it, or was she always a natural redhead and she's been dyeing it the rest of the series?
She was strawberry blonde. She let the real red come out. I don't know.
Well, did you notice her eyebrows?
Yeah.
That's the real color, so there you go.
Do the curtains match the drapes? Huh?
Exactly.
Well, what else? Here's what I'll say. That's a bottled red. The red she had, that's a bottle red. Now, maybe she is a natural redhead, but that was bottle red. That wasn't real red.
I think they just threw that in.
I was getting Kringle feelings. I was just like, oh no.
I was feeling very Batman 66.
Yeah.
But,
this has always been sort of the dark, gritty version of Batman 66,
Yeah.
Well, I think they gave her the red hair just because, so Barbara Lee could have red hair,
Right, yeah, exactly. And what do we think about the Gotham PD leaving their paddy wagon unlocked? Was that not the stupid
PD?
It's a corrupt town. Doesn't take much to pay off some cops.
Not for nothing. You have to remember that Hollywood police officers really work on an honor system. If you ever watch anything, the door's always open. You just have to get the cuffs out, or you can even reach over to the front. They're very trusting people. Hollywood police. It's like movie cops are like. They're very, they're like, now you're supposed to stay in the truck, Joker and Riddler.
Or
Penguin and Riddler.
People are embezzling that GCPD budget. They don't have the budget for, locks,
Well, no, it's actually it actually would cost more to put the door handle on the inside. That's actually, that's the problem with the whole idea. It's just that, you would not build the thing to have a door handle on the inside,
Right.
But we're going to take back this town tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we saw a shadow.
Yeah. Like I said, I did not like the way they played those two. It was a very big disappointment. They were the biggest disappointment of the show. That's my opinion.
Well, they did give the shout out to the first episode when
Well, they did steal the show from Ben McKenzie, so
Yeah.
Turnabout's fair play.
Oh, yeah.
Shaq's still a little bitter.
Oswald took Jim Gordon to the dock, just like the reverse in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, although that was also in the trailer, so we knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think, that's the thing. Like you saying that they should have. I felt this was very rushed. It's like they wanted to do.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should have given it more time. It should have been longer than an hour.
Well, but you were saying they should have made this and the last one episode.
Yeah, but last week, it should have
Like
been
a
2
double
hours.
back
And
to
last
back.
week, everything from last week they could have did in a half an hour. So they could have given this one an hour and a half.
I don't know. I guess I just feel like I said, I just felt that this was. I mean, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed their Joker at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, it's not the first time that the Joker has threatened Barbara Gordon. Or shot at Barbara. So that's there was a nice little circular aspect of that. But aside from the hype and the joy of it for being the last episode, this is the culmination. I felt it was rushed.
That's what I'm saying. I should have given it more time.
Well, Gotham always kind of feels like that. I mean, I just go back to the last time I was really actively watching Gotham, and they blew up freaking Theo Galavan with a bazooka. Like, it's Gotham! That's all I can say. Well, that's Gotham for you. Both the city and the actual show. You're just like, hey, it's Gotham. Yeah. What do you want?
It's kind of like a game of Clue. They've got little card decks, and they choose, it's going to be the Joker in the library with Alfred, yes.
No, I honestly think they used the South Park Family Guy method of creating an episode with manatees and balls with topics on them for Gotham.
Either that or a really big roulette wheel.
Yeah.
With somebody on fire with knives in between their limbs. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, but I did like them. I liked Penguin's fake eye.
The glass
that was
eye.
neat, and honestly, that was kind of such a cool conceit. I wonder if they're going to give Penguin in the comic books a fake eye now.
It's like a twist on the monocle. I totally dug it.
Yeah, it's like it further just distracts. It was a neat trick. It was a neat idea, and now it's one more place to hide a secret device. Not just umbrellas and top hats no more. Now we also have a little laser eye.
Yeah. An extra hole, a prison purse, if you will.
Lilith, what are we going to do here?
No, that is the total wrong button when someone says prison wallet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say, that actually is prison wallet. It's like the prison purse, I think that's something else.
Whoa.
I'm just saying. Like,
I think I'm mixing up the term coin purse and prison wallet. Yes, I believe you're right, Charlie.
And we could go there and say, I'm sure it's different in women's prisons, but yeah.
Oh,
my.
You'd be surprised, Charlie. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I guarantee you I would not.
Especially in Gotham.
I lost my place.
Anyway,
I know.
Gelman, come on.
I had a thought and I lost it for some reason. I don't know. Oh, but but with Oswald, you couldn't tell that was a pillow under his shirt.
Yeah, no. So the whole Jeremiah thing and the miking thing, what's up with that? Does he just have these people hypnotized?
Well, no, I mean, they should have went into this more, but I figured, with the first guy killing himself in front of Bullock and, all the, those other cops, I figured they were, because remember, that's when he went to kidnap, Barbara Lee, so I just figured he was threatening people's families and...
Yeah.
But they don't explain it at all.
Not at all.
Yourself, stuff like that.
Well, that's the idea, is that, and honestly, just the idea of, the Kaiser Soze-ing of him, that he's everyone thinks he's this vegetable in the asylum, but he's actually running a massive scheme outside that's 6 steps ahead of everybody.
So I guess Echo was miking it, putting the wire on the guy.
Yeah, obviously she was listening because she's the one that gives the news. We've been found out, boss.
Speak about the New Jersey shout-outs.
Yes.
She's from Gotham. That's a New
that
Jersey,
secret old-timey British enclave, Gotham.
Yeah,
Hey, at least they have real cell phones now.
I know. I was so happy.
After 10 years, I hope so.
Yeah, It's in the distant future of 1999.
It's the iPhone Stone Tablet Edition.
Yes. No, but yeah, I mean, obviously that's the whole idea, and of course, you know, the minute that Ed goes up to the guy who's painting the Joker, and then he's like, "That's Jeremiah Velasquez. You're gonna do this," you know. And that's what's weird about it, is that clearly there is an entire prison economy going around of torturing this brain dead guy for 10 years. And now
I thought it was kind of a take on the Red Hood thing all over again a little bit with that. Maybe that's just me.
What was the Red Hood thing?
It's like where it's just kind of like, you know, the guy goes around, not really. Just kind of one of those things.
Oh, well, they had the Red Hood in this, and that was when they first introduced that idea.
Exactly. I thought they were trying to bring everything full circle, but I think I'm probably giving Gotham too much credit.
I was just thinking, I mean, you know, it's all the inmates in the asylum. They're like, oh, yeah, we could stab him. And then, hey, you know, Jeremiah Velasquez is probably the most dangerous man in Gotham. If somebody gets lucky and kills him, you know, they have bragging rights. I'm the man who killed Jeremiah Velasquez.
Well, yeah, except at that point, no one knows that. And the idea that, you know, and I guess maybe it's just this idea, well, yeah, he's just that committed to the role, you know. But it just seems, like I said, there wasn't enough backstory in it. There wasn't enough. They wanted to jump us into the full-on Batman universe, and they didn't have to. You know, that's the thing is, I would have much rather had more stuff with what we saw last week than jump ahead 10 years and say, now I'm a Batman now.
The thing is, though, from the very pilot episode, they said that they wanted to end the series with the shot of Batman.
Well, I figured... Well, like Charlie was saying, I thought they were going to keep it present day, and then, like, for the last, 5 minutes, they would jump ahead to 10 years, and, you know, they would show...
I'm glad they didn't do the Smallville route.
Yeah, you know, take the last 5 minutes, hang Penguin and Riddler off the light post, then you look up and there's the full shot of Batman now.
Yeah.
And you know, that also it's interesting that obviously the Penguin has been running a criminal empire from prison, which is cool and not unheard of, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Barbara's been running one on you know, in the skyscraper.
Well, yeah, because obviously, as Bullock said, she was smart and she bought up all that Central Park West land, you know, and she's now a billionaire. You know, she's a legitimate criminal now.
Well, I was gonna say she isn't a criminal anymore, is she? Well, as not criminal as a billionaire gets, but
exactly.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like,
she already came from money, but
as she's demolishing the slums of the Narrows and driving all the people out of Newark, you know. As she gentrifies things for her own evil purposes, yeah, you know, that's totally above board. 100% exoneration.
But it did creep me out a little bit when she was talking about how she was
better if you can get the taxpayers to pay for your golf course.
How she's going to have the tallest building in Gotham, and all I could think of was the Twin Towers. That kind of was a little creepy to me.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, I mean... Yeah.
Now here's the question. If she's dead, does her building get finished?
She's not dead. She survived.
Do we know that?
She was still conscious, and he only shot her in the leg. I was actually wondering if they were going to do like a whole, you know, oracle thing there, but... I
figured Jim and Lee she would end up dying, and Jim and Lee would end up raising her.
I would have... I think if they were...
They're co-parenting in a hip, modern way.
I think if they were going to kill her, they would have shown it on camera.
Yeah, and I kind of feel that's a whole, what do you call it? Not a couple, but 3 people.
A throuple.
It's a throuple. They're a throuple, you know.
I was mad because he shot Stabby Dabs in the legs. I'm like, that's her best asset. Come on, you're killing me.
Oh, that's right. She got shot in the leg, Kelly.
Yeah, and to quote Captain America to Black Widow, yes, I'm sure you look awful in a bikini now.
Spoilers.
Yes. Well, for Winter Soldier, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my lord, that would have been such a meta line if, like, after he shot her, Jeremiah was like, put some pants on.
I'm just gonna say, scars don't hurt the real estate. You know?
Yeah, tell that to Jeremiah.
Well, you know. Well, not for nothing. He kind of went overboard with all that. Actually, you know, and that's another thing. Why is the Joker bald?
Because he got the. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Because he went to evil school and went bald.
No.
He's probably got sharks with lasers on it.
Realistically, yeah, he took a dunk in those chemicals 10 years ago. So I mean, I should be asking why isn't every version of the Joker bald?
So here's an interesting fact. If you're wondering about this, people who have had chemotherapy can oftentimes lose their fingerprints. And I know this because I work in the insurance industry, and you have to have your fingerprints taken, and some people don't have them because of chemotherapy. So chemicals can do weird stuff to you.
Well, yeah, and I'm just saying it was an odd choice to make for him, especially after 10 years.
Probably because the Warner Brothers was like, hey, you got to do something different. Don't do green hair.
Well, plus this last season, he's basically been painting his face white and stuff. So they're like, okay, what's the next step we can take? Oh, let's scar him up. And
well, and he's still percolating. You know, he still hasn't become what he's going to become.
And is that kind of like a homage to the Heath Ledger Joker kind of too? Well, now I got these scars. Yeah, we were all there. We saw you take a dunk in the acid. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and of course the Heath Ledger isn't one with the dyed face. Because of course that was not canon at first either. That was something that later came on that they said, oh, let's just say he's white. You know, let's just make him Krusty the Clown. This ain't makeup. Yeah, that was after his heart attack. You know, he's very naturally pale.
How old are you?
I am very old, Lilith. I saw The Simpsons when it first came out. I used to watch The Simpsons on Tracy Ullman's show.
Yep, me too.
And I was a grown-up man at that point.
Oh, I wasn't.
No. But I was a grown-up man at that point. I was
gonna say, 30 years ago when they started, Bart Simpson and I were about the same age. So,
yeah, I was.
Bart Simpson should be old.
Bart Simpson should be old, but you know.
Yes.
He doesn't age well. And he's now he's owned by Disney.
Bart Simpson came out, I think, my junior year of high school.
Yeah. I feel ya. Yeah. I remember the original Simpsons Christmas episode. That was great. Santa's Little Helper. That's why he's Santa's Little Helper.
Lisa is a Disney.
I think you're saying Lisa was a Disney princess before you dropped out?
I don't know. Disney doesn't want us to know. That's all I know.
Oh, and Lisa and princess.
What's that, Charlie Esser? Speak up.
Yeah, no, Disney will not let her say that. Am I breaking up too? I don't know.
No, you're fine now.
Okay, well, I don't know. I never. You see, you don't hear yourself break up. That's
I
the
know.
problem.
Exactly.
She's on that.
But anyway,
she's on that Florida Wi-Fi.
Oh, Lord. Nothing good comes out of Florida except for Lilith. And Disneyland.
And sunshine.
And Marvel Islands of Adventure.
And sunshine.
And it's not Disneyland is in California. Disney World is in Florida.
And oranges.
The Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, all I know is I was never rich enough to go to Disney World or Disneyland or anything. I went to Cedar Point because that was my family.
If you want to come down, I'll let you use my resident pass. No problem.
Ooh, now I have a reason.
Star Wars.
Yes.
There's your reason.
Oh, okay.
But when it first
people
opened, 4 hours.
People like the Star Wars. I understand.
4 hours only for the first 2 weeks.
Charlie's like, I care nothing for these Star Wars.
Yes, these Wars of the Stars. I saw Battle of the Network Stars.
Yes.
That is a Star Wars, okay?
Okay,
we don't have Jamie Farr.
Okay, well,
how do you do Star Wars without Jamie Farr? I don't know.
Or Cosell. Howard Cosell.
Yeah. Well,
welcome to 1982.
Hashtag who?
Howard Cosell. He was like the Stan Lee of sports. And
this is Howard Cosell.
This is Howard Cosell.
Oh,
Philip,
Howard Cosell.
crack the whip here.
These old people love, I'll tell you what.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm just saying it's.
But I know, I think
yeah,
Charlie.
no, I was
gonna say you brought it up. I think maybe on Super Connectivity. It's like we didn't get any Harvey Dent. We haven't gotten any Harvey Dent in a while.
You guys,
no one cares anymore.
They brought Richard Kind back.
As the mayor.
Richard Kind is still the mayor.
That's how corrupt Gotham is. They can't get rid of him. Yeah.
You got a couple minutes for Harvey, but not much. And only
Richard Kind is that
David.
kind of an actor.
Yeah, you only got David Mazouz in the beginning. Yeah. Oh, how do you like that? Harvey was the one who changed the least in the 10 years. Didn't change at all.
He just stopped drinking so much.
They should have gave Bullock shaved him or something.
I don't know, man. But no Harvey Dent. Which is also, I mean, you can forgive them not having Two-Face, but you should have at least had Harvey Dent.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, they haven't been using Harvey Dent in a while, and there's probably contract negotiations with the actors. Says, I'm Harvey Dent. It's like, no, we can replace you tomorrow. We replaced Catwoman, man.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get.
We could have just cast. We could have gotten Jack Palance for that role for this.
Let's think about how many people were not in the finale that are normally in the finale.
We didn't get any Hugo Strange,
right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean regulars, like we have every episode. So we didn't get any of our normal Selena because she was replaced.
Mm-hmm.
We had 15, well, not even 15 minutes of David Mazouz.
It was like 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had.
What happened to Lucius?
What happened to Lucius?
No, Lucius was there.
Yeah, he was there.
We saw him in the scene in Wayne Tower. That was about it. And out on the street with Alfred talking about what they were going to do to help Bruce and should they tell Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
But not a lot of Lucius. Just
remember Lucius and Jim had to hold the bomb, so Lee's like, I'm in Surgeon's hands.
It has a gyroscope in it, but did you see it lurching when he's holding it?
Yeah. Yeah, that was what was weird to me about that. It's like, well, wouldn't the surgeon be the one holding it then?
Yeah.
Like, okay, because the point is we have to hold it perfectly still.
Right.
Which
so
I don't even know if that works. And that wasn't a gyroscope; it wasn't moving.
And didn't we see the clock and all the wires under the table? So wouldn't it have been easier for someone to crawl under the table and snip it from under the table without touching the bomb?
Yes.
That's all?
Wouldn't it have been easier just to take the table out of the building?
Well, they said
there's a window.
Well, no,
they said out the window.
They said they didn't have they didn't even have time to run away from it. They wouldn't have been able to get far enough away.
Had a gyroscope, so moving it and
moving it would have been out of it. Yeah,
except they lifted it and moved that part of it just fine. Right. I'm sorry, they could have said, "Throw it out the window."
Yeah, why didn't Jim just dump it in the river like everything else?
But I think they were also saying that the bomb was too big, and if it went off, it would possibly knock over the building. Which
doesn't work like that.
Then that's a problem because it would cause other buildings to fall.
Well, because didn't they have those big cases of C4 is all most of that except for what was strapped to the mayor.
Right.
Yeah, except that's not how buildings fall down. The buildings fall down because you put the bombs in very specific places and not in a
on the first floor.
Table.
Right.
It's
put the bomb on the first floor and Yeah,
well, exactly. Honestly, what they should have done is said, quick, let's get the bomb to the elevator.
Yeah.
Push 9, going to lose the top floor, but the rest of the building's going to be fine. I'm just saying they didn't think it through very well.
They should have got the professor on the phone.
They should have.
They were nervous. They were about to die.
They were all Mary Ann's.
Yeah. It was, hey, Mary Ann kept that island running. Let's be honest here. Gilligan and Mary Ann did all the work on that freaking island.
Welcome to TV land.
I'm just saying.
Bro, TV land hasn't shown Gilligan's Island in years.
I don't know.
Gilligan's Island is on TV now. They do 3 hours of Gilligan's Island called the 3-hour tour. I think it's actually every day, but
isn't there only 36 episodes of Gilligan's Island though?
that ran for a while.
Think of it.
You got the TV.
I want to hit her with a hat.
Think of it. How many episodes are there of the original Star Trek? Okay?
Yeah.
It's like 64, right?
I think so. And like how many times a day is that replayed?
I don't know, Kelly.
There's one every night on H&I.
Oh, yeah.
As Kelly's
Yes, I know. I actually turned it off. But, Well, of course, with Star Trek, you have the entire series you can run now. So, at H&I, they do everything from Voyager to Enterprise to Voyager. To backwards, but Enterprise to Voyager. So.
Yeah, Voyager.
I like Voyager.
Mm-hmm.
It had Neelix.
I like 7 of 9.
The Jar Jar of the Star Trek universe.
Do not say that about Pete from Benson.
How dare you?
I love it because it was another Benson cast member.
I know.
Ingratiated into the wonders that is Star Trek. So.
with Superwoman 7 of 9.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she's cool, man.
Jerry Ryan's nice.
Too bad about her and her husband, man. That got crazy.
She is, doll. She really is.
Ooh, although we got our Yar moment on Orville this week.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that? Yeah.
Well, I saw the first half of it. Then someone texted me 15 minutes early to do a podcast about Gotham. So it's. I have texts that said we were doing this at 9:15.
Not this episode. Maybe last night's super connectivity.
No, I don't know, man. I think you're lying. I know I said to you 9:15 today, and you did not correct me, so it's all on you, Philip.
You didn't say a time to me today. Anyways.
Gelman!
It's the same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah.
So what else happened in this episode?
Oh, well...
we got a little bit of Lee, not much.
We heard Alfred's 2 middle names.
Oh, yeah. Was it Thaddeus?
Crane. Yeah.
Alfred Thaddeus Crane Pennyworth? Yeah, yes. Something like that, yeah.
Oh, is he any relation to the Cranes who are the Scarecrow people?
That's what I was wondering.
You would think it would have came up.
Is that going to come back to haunt us later? That's what I really want to know about this Pennyworth series, is, like, who are their villains going to be?
That's what they're going to discuss in the Pennyworth show.
I was going to say, is Alfred related to Jonathan Crane? I'm afraid we'll never find out.
No, but like I said, I think my favorite part of this episode was the Pennyworth teaser. So, but it's on Epix, and I don't have Epix. So that's the thing. Is like Starz has a deal with Hulu, so you can get Starz through Hulu. I don't think you can get Epic through Hulu.
Why? I guess it's probably budget stuff, but why aren't they throwing all this stuff up on the DC Universe app?
Because the DC Universe app should have never been made when they were making a Warner Media app. Like,
yeah.
What it probably is I think they have Spider-Man trouble, which is that they licensed certain rights before they kind of conglomerated, and now it's like someone else has those rights and they can't get their ducks in a row.
Yeah,
that there's certain things that are kind of outside the DC's purview because Warner wasn't using it, so they let someone else buy the rights because superheroes didn't used to be big money.
Right.
And so I think they kind of, like Marvel did, just said, hey, who wants some superheroes? And, so I think they have certain, like, for example, Warner's doesn't actually own the rights to Batman. Like, there actually is a guy who used to work at DC Comics who bought the film and television rights to Batman, and now he's executive producer on all. He lets them do whatever they want, because he was also on Batman and Robin remake, which, that's a whole thing. But and I forget the guy's name, but yeah, he just bought Batman.
Oh, is that Michael Uselin or something?
Yeah. He was like working at DC and said, "Hey, who wants the rights to Batman?" Because I guess he didn't like the '66 Batman. And I don't know, you want to buy it? It's like, yeah, and he got $100,000 together from investors and bought the film rights to Batman.
Because who knew superheroes would make money? Like those Avengers, like those characters will ever make any money.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what, Philip? You got to remember, this was 1970.
Classic Avenger team, let's just calm our pants down.
Captain America. Time. This was this was the big hit that was the Incredible Hulk.
I still take David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury. Sorry, Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, well, that was late 80s, early 90s. That was a little later. And, yeah, David
Still
Hasselhoff.
terrible, but...
We need some more David Hasselhoff in the Marvel Universe.
We had him in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Yes. Well, I know. I'm just saying we need more.
Him and Jeff Goldblum need like a little spinoff somewhere in there.
Oh, which of the elders?
They're making TV shows about everything.
Oh, that's a good question.
What elder of the universe? One of the elders.
Yeah, you know.
Whatever elder of the universe loves cheeseburgers. Sorry,
I have no idea what you said. He actually would make a good runner because the runner is known for having fantastic hair.
They're going to say legs.
No hair. No.
Which elder eats a cheeseburger off the floor?
Yes.
exactly.
Anyway, like you wouldn't eat a cheeseburger after you paid for it. And it was a clean hotel.
Only if it's Five Guys.
We're talking cheeseburgers, Lilith.
I'd never make it to the cheeseburger. My dog would have it hoovered.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah. Anyway.
Tristan,
we're going to talk about
you're too
Gotham
good to
anymore.
eat
Is there anything else to talk about with Gotham? That's the thing. It's like I don't think there was that much to talk about.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
And it's like that.
Wait, what? So you're saying it wasn't a satisfying ending for the series?
Like you said, it seems like they were rushing it. You know, they should have given it more time.
It's like, yeah. Well, what it is, you know what it is? I don't think they had a story for it.
Well, no, because
I think they felt like,
they originally were supposed to have 10 episodes this season, then they gave them 2 more to get to 100. So they were probably like, we can actually do like a whole episode. Okay, let's.
Yeah, but I think that they just didn't know. I think this was meant to be a fan service episode, but that the producers their hearts weren't into it. You know, so it was like, well, you know, yeah.
Let's find all the loose threads and try to tie them up in a neat bow.
That was the thing is they didn't tie up the loose threads. There's what happened to Nyssa and the sub and the dog. That is like the
10 years.
Question.
10 years. The dog was not a puppy.
Years. Well, I don't know if the sub is at the bottom of Gotham Harbor. I don't know if the dog ate Nyssa. I don't know if Nyssa somehow found a way out of it. You know, that's the thing. That's this big open question.
Well, our question is
that they just walked away from.
Did the dog help Nyssa drive the sub? Because it takes more than one person. Because that's why Nigma stayed.
Exactly. That's my point. So it's like Nyssa could not have driven the sub. She's bleeding out. We hear the dog growling. It's strongly implied to me that the dog ate Nyssa and that they're both wound up at the bottom of you know, I guess if nothing else, maybe they're like, well, we can't really explain that because that really means the dog died.
She's immortal. She has Lazarus pits. Penicillin tea.
Well, except not in
at this point, Gotham Harbor is one big Lazarus pit. Let's just be honest.
I know, after Jim pumped all those chemicals in it.
Oh, yeah. So she's now Harley Quinn. Oh, anyway.
Still a better love story.
All those dead mobsters are coming out of the river after he dumps that stuff.
How come? Fish Mooney!
Fish Mooney.
She's coming back, man. They're going to write her into the DC universe.
She'll be Fish Sticks.
Oh! Oh, wow.
Fish Mooney and Gus Gorman will both come back. You watch.
He has to throw a Superman 3 reference in every time, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes that's the only between that and the ambush bug. It's the only DC reference.
I know others.
Because
I only reference the good stuff.
Oh, to be inside that mind of Charlie Esther, I'll tell you.
I'm just saying. No, well, you can ask for. We were talking all kinds of DC stuff last night on Super Connectivity. Doing Twilight of the Superheroes.
Oh yeah,
scroll over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Charlie was explaining to us why, you know, because we were. But he listened to our Kingdom Come episode. He's like, I know why Constantine wasn't there.
I didn't say I know why Constantine. I said there's probably the reason he wasn't used.
I know
was because there was concern that it would seem too much like Twilight of the Superheroes.
Harlan Ellison, and then he said, he had to get his weekly Alan Moore. Disparaging him, Lilith. He says, no one would ever want to steal anything from Alan Moore.
No, Alan Moore steals, but that's why he's great. Because the great ones steal. Everyone knows that. You know?
But you're supposed to steal and make it your own. That's all that I'm going to say.
Amateurs do homages. Great artists steal. It's well established. You know.
And that's why all the shows of the 70s and 80s are being remade, right?
Oh yeah,
well, you know.
Basically, we've run out of original intellectual property.
There is no original. The last original intellectual property, I think, was The Frogs by Aristophanes. Pretty much after that, it's just some other variation on some other Greek or Roman play.
These days, it's like, hey, make a show about or someone around Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Next, it'll be
pretty much every show is.
When's Spider-Man getting his own live-action show? Then at this point,
Spider Pig.
Well, he's got
Spider Pig,
and
it can be Ben Reilly for all I care.
Does whatever a Spider Pig does.
You know what, Lilith? Be careful what you went for. DC Plus. Everybody gets a show.
Or you mean, yeah, Disney.
Yeah, what did I say?
I think you said DC Plus.
Eventually they're going to be one big. I give it about 7 more years before everything's owned by Disney, and then we will have DC Disney Plus.
Yeah, well, you know. But
are we gonna have to have a Secret Crisis Infinity War and then fold everyone in the one universe?
Yeah.
And they all end up being pigments.
And then everything's a Malcolm universe, baby.
Dark Claw 24/7.
That's because they all wind up in Professor X's brain.
There you go.
And that creeper's brain. Don't get Lilith started.
Well, you know, he's the guy that messed up Wolverine. We know that now.
Justice for Jean Grey!
Not Wolverine, Namor. He screwed up Namor.
Oh, yeah, Namor, yeah.
Yeah, almost screwed up Wolverine, but Wolverine was hiding too good.
Let's be real. Professor X ruins everything he touches. Ask Moira.
He is bad at his job. That's what it comes down to. Professor X, like the Punisher, is bad at his job. Everyone thinks he's really good at his job, but actually he's really, really bad at it.
Yes, I know. The Punisher hasn't killed the Kingpin. I know.
I'm just saying.
He should just stick to captaining the Enterprise.
What?
The Punisher?
No.
What was the Punisher?
Professor X. He should
Okay. Was that an X-Men Star Trek reference? I know they did a crossover at some point.
Yes.
Because...
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. It was a Star Trek The Next Generation reference, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, see, he'll always be that guy from Dune to me. That's my favorite thing about Patrick Stewart, is that he was a bald, tough guy before bald, tough guys were a thing. And he even was George Jeffersoning the hair as being a bald, tough guy, which there's just the amount of fortitude you have to be George Jeffersoning it and say, I'm still a BA.
He was the first bald tough guy? Okay, Telly Savalas would like to have a word with you, sir.
Yes.
No, but it was before that was thing. Telly Savalas was, really, Yul Brynner was the first, heroic bald tough guy. And then you had Telly Savalas. But what I actually say, it's not actually that he was a bald tough guy. Patrick Stewart was a balding tough guy. Long before, the guy from Unbreakable was doing it. So.
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis, who was a balding tough guy. He's not bald, he's balding.
I love he can remember guys' names from the 60s, but he can't remember Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Well, we got to Bruce Willis eventually, you know.
That's not his era. It's good. It's fine.
I mean, I know who Bruce Willis is, and usually I would remember his name, but not today.
Lent is over, Lilith.
It's Friday night. Leave him alone, Philip.
Yeah.
Lent is over.
Lent is over, and I went to the Outback today.
Over.
So
Lent is over.
I am full of prime rib. So
no more non-alcoholic beer.
Although I gotta say this, man, this was the first minute I went to the Outback, and I was I left less than perfectly happy.
Uh-oh.
Everything was way too salty. I was like, this isn't this. It was weird because it was all still
mostly good. This might be your taste
good.
buds getting used to meat again, though.
What?
It might just be your taste buds getting used to meat again.
No, we don't stop eating meat in Lent. It's only on Fridays when we eat fish.
Trust Lilith on this.
Yes, trust me, I know.
No, don't trust me on that.
Lent, yeah. You used to not eat meat all during Lent.
Why would anybody give up anything for Lent?
That's not selling. Catholics used to not eat meat every Friday, and then they said, you know what, just eat a freaking pork chop. That's fine. You know, Catholics, we don't like dietary restrictions.
All right, are we done? Are we done? What kind of final episode is this?
Yes, I will give Gotham series finale a B+.
Whoa.
Almost super fulfilling.
I'll give it a. I gotta do it later. I guess I could give it a B+, mate. I was gonna say 4.25 batarangs to the hand.
Whoa! Ouch.
See, that's what I'll say. It's like there were certain scenes that I would say those were A+ scenes, and then there were other scenes that were not. And I kind of feel like it was like, you know, when you do like at the end of the year, you know how your teacher says you get that 1-0, it's gonna bring down your grade. You know, so I gotta give as a series, I give this series a solid A- if I'm in a bad mood. As a finale, this was C-level work.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say it was C-level work.
Well, I would say that it was very much like herding cats, but so is the rest of Gotham.
Herding Catwomen.
Herding Catwomen, yes. So
Poison Ivy's more like it.
Yeah, that too.
That's another one we didn't get. Poison Ivy.
Didn't get Poison Ivy either. Not for a while, in fact.
And she was even in this season.
Yes. But I'd give it a B. I mean, it was a fun finale. It's just there are lots of holes, but that's typical for Gotham.
Yeah.
All depends on where you are on the curve. You know, if you grade on a curve, like that's what it's as good as it gets. You know,
but
like I said.
Charlie, you were right. There were some really good scenes, and in other scenes, it was just like, okay, that was on our checklist. Check that off. That off. We did it.
When's Barbara gonna die?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't kill her off. I thought for sure.
I'm surprised they haven't killed Lee off yet. Honestly, talk about a character that gives nothing to this story.
Well,
Barbara Lee people.
They didn't use Lee right in the show. She's, in the comics, she wasn't with Gordon. She was like a mother figure to Bruce.
They really went off the rails.
Yeah, they lost.
Well, it makes sense because if you're going to make Gordon the surrogate father, because heck with you, Alfred, you're just an employee. Then you bring
as
in
far as
the mother character.
Oh,
yeah. Well, but that's Alfred's secret shame. If he can't be honest with Bruce about his own lineage, then you know what? That's Alfred. That's Alfred's story to deal with. Alfred could be honest with his own son, but he chooses not to. He chooses to live this other lie. Possibly because if it ever got out that he isn't actually a Wayne, then maybe his entire
all that
money goes way, way, way. It all goes over to Alan Tudyk's character.
And there's the Powerless reference. Check.
Oh man.
But maybe in the Pennyworth series, maybe we'll see the conception of Bruce Wayne if Lilith is correct.
Yeah, or maybe there'll be a.
I'm just saying, him and Martha seem chummy from the things that I've read about the show so far.
You know what it is? It's going to be a French farce, and it's just going to be like, who's with who? And it's like, what? Oh, I thought that was you. Who was wearing the bat mask? I don't know. Was I was wearing it too. Womp womp womp.
At least if if made Alfred his father, that'd be more interesting than the whole Tony Stark's parents thing in the comics.
Never forgive, Bendis!
You know what? Bendis is fine, just don't hype him. Don't make people expect more from a Bendis than you can get from a Bendis.
Don't advertise like he's the second coming of Christ, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's just Bendis.
Or the second coming of Byrne.
Yeah. Well.
Since he just had to have a Man of Steel. He just had to.
True.
Yeah. Well,
Hashtag still bitter.
I think everybody wants to read a Superman story,
Just give me Man or Wonder Woman, I'll be happy. I'm not greedy.
Supposedly, Bendis had a Superman story, and I'm still waiting for it.
I was gonna say, that's the story he wanted to do.
So when he did...
I mean, Superman was again in Action Comics this week, flying around in blackface, so...
I just want to know how... the whole thing about Krypton was that they weren't a spacefaring race. And that Jor-El actually had kind of created this new crazy thing called a rocket ship. It was like the first one.
Well, in some iterations, in Byrne's iteration, they were like genetically bonded to the planet. They couldn't leave. Or they would die.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, enough Bendis rant. Let's get out of here.
Alright, well...
Okay, they'll give Bendis
Mama's sober.
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming along with us on our long journey, especially these people here, and I was hoping Tyler was going to be here, but, and, maybe we'll do this every once in a while, if I can get my hands on a copy of Pennyworth, maybe we'll cover at least the first episode of that.
There you go.
It'll be on Netflix in a year.
What?
It'll be on Netflix
Oh,
next
yeah,
year.
yeah.
It'll cycle through Epics and it'll go to Netflix, and then we can all watch it.
Yeah. And every once in a while, maybe we'll do a Batman special. So keep your eyes peeled to that Before the Bat social media, Facebook, Twitter, @Before the Bat Pod.
And who knows?
There's lots of movies out there.
There's actually, of course, more Twitter people trying to get the series to be picked up by somebody else. So who knows?
What, Gotham?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Netflix did save Lucifer.
Yes, they did.
So are they going to pick up from where the finale left off, or are they going to fill in that 10-year gap?
My guess would be ignore the 10-year gap and then put that episode at the end.
I mean, Lucifer did have two weird last episodes, and we're all pretending like that didn't happen, so...
Yeah, but if you fill in that 10-year gap, though, it's like you're not going to have Bruce, though, unless you just show him abroad away from everyone else.
Yeah.
They just haven't come back,
It'll be like Oliver Queen. Secretly, he came back.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
He came back as Matches Malone.
He was in Russia for a year.
Matches Malone the whole time, and you're just going to have that...
Oh!
Fake mustache. My name is Matches Malone, hey? I'm just here to do a thing with all you all. And they're like,
did you say Matches Malone?
Okay, Matches. Yeah.
I'm just
Same difference, let's just be honest.
Don't you besmirch the Italian-American community.
But anyway.
So keep your eye on social media. And for all our stuff, capeslunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And check out all our stuff at capesandlunatics.org. There should be more going up soon.
Okay, Philip, I get the picture. I'm off Sunday. Before the Avengers, I'll fix it up a little more.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Lilith, come on. Give us work for free. We expect you to do all this hard work for free,
I'm sorry.
For the love of the game, right?
Who does a lot of this stuff for free? Thank you.
Yeah, well.
yeah, you leave Gelman alone.
Those devil don't just post themselves and don't throw themselves on Facebook by themselves, Charlie Ezra.
I know that, I just do what I do, man. I know you guys do a lot. I'm just saying, I just say let's not get greedy. That's my thing. It's like, I know I do nothing. Except be beautiful and talk.
I was gonna say, Charlie. I was gonna say, I could say to Lilith, because we do the hard work. I know you just show up and look pretty.
Yeah, I do, man. Me talk pretty one day. But yeah, no, I'm just saying I wouldn't be all yelling at Lilith to do more work. I know she works hard. I know you work hard. It's not like I'm saying, Philip, why haven't you done more? It's like, come on, you do everything.
I'm big all over.
If I could do something, I would, but I do one thing, which is talk at computers.
It's
the only thing I'm good at, and I'm probably not even that good.
That'll help you.
You just give me you and Ma's comedy routine there. We'll be happy. We'll call it even.
Yeah.
Give me the modern day Laurel and Hardy to put up on this podcast. Come on.
We're working on it. We got ideas, man. Got brilliant ideas.
So everyone stay tuned for more stuff. We'll have Batman stuff along the way, but stay tuned to Capes and Lunatics, the Capes and Lunatics sidekicks, especially this Sunday when we review Avengers Endgame. Kelly, you're welcome to join us because I know you're
Woohoo! I'm going tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's going to be a big event. I mean, we're actually going to get Lilith Hellfire on a Marvel movie review.
I did Ant-Man and Wasp. You leave me alone.
Okay.
I'm
going to spoil it all for you. The end game is Queen to King's Work 7.
Boom!
I hope that didn't ruin the film.
That's joke, son.
Yeah. I love that joke, man. I've been doing it all week.
I know. You did it last night. I know.
I know. Well, not everyone heard that.
I love how Kelly's just doing word bubble jokes. They should do a Penguin show before the hat.
I would watch that.
Thank you very much.
I would watch the heck out of more. Honestly, this film should have just been called Cobblepot. Actually, they need one called Cobble. Why are they doing Pennyworth when you can do a show called Cobblepot?
I thought you wanted. I thought you wanted Bullock's Law. I
want Bullock's Law
Bullock's
too.
Bar,
Yes.
damn it!
I'm just gonna say this. There's like such a. This is like Hawkeye, the Hawkeye series on Disney Plus. It's like there's so many things you're gonna. Let's do a show about Bullock. Let's do a show about Penguin. Let's do a show about Bane. Why not? What is Bane? What does Bane do on his off days? Let's do the freaking Flying Graysons.
Yes!
Traveling the country with the circus. Back when traveling the country with a circus was a thing you could do.
Preach, son.
Solving mysteries, fighting crime.
They really did try that back in the early 2000s. Like, there's a pilot. If you search hard enough, you can find it. It's pretty good. I literally don't know why it wasn't picked up.
I don't know why we didn't get any kind of a Flying Grayson reference in this either,
Exactly. They did one episode of Grayson. What was that? Like, was that second season or something?
Season 2?
Yeah. Well, and they didn't even have Aunt Harriet in it. It was very disappointing. But they did imply that, like, I guess Robin's mom's family were clowns, and the clowns and the acrobats do not mix. Mm-hmm. But now we know why Robin is
the world's greatest hero,
Well, yeah, but
better than Batman.
Got a little clown blood in him. Get a little clown in you, and you can do a lot of things.
And it's still comedy behind the scenes with Kelly. She wants a Bane show. Need a Bane dade? All right. Enough of this.
Shane West can get it.
Okay.
Lilith wants some of that venom. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, does anyone think that Pepper Potts and Happy Hogan will have started a relationship in Tony's absence?
Yes, I need that.
Save it.
I wanted that to happen in Iron Man all along. I was going to
say, save it for Sunday.
I'm just saying. Well, by Sunday we'll be disappointed by it. Now we can still speculate.
It's not like Lilith. By the time we see it, we'll be disappointed in it. All right.
We'll be disappointed about that.
I'm whelmed. It's neither good nor bad.
She's chaotic neutral. All right, let's get out of here. Lilith Hellfire, while you have a stable connection, where can people get a hold of you?
If you want to help me straighten out Spectrum in Florida, tweet me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. Find me on the gram at Lilith Hellfire 86.
Fight me, nerd.
All right, Kelly, where can people get a hold of you?
Oh, you can find me just about everywhere at Super Squint. SUPERSQUINT.
And the Professor.
Well, if you'd like to write to me in an old-fashioned email way, the way Martha and Thomas Kent once did to Alfred Pennyworth,
or Wayne,
you can do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. Of course, follow my Twitter as I live tweet. Well, not Gotham, but many other shows at...
Too soon!
When it hits me,
Charlie Essa. That's CHARLIEESSER. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
Moz. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the final episode and for coming along on this journey with us. It was like one of the very first things I ever did podcasting-wise. And it wouldn't...
And now look at my boy, he's all
I was going to say, it would not have been possible if Lilith Hellfire not plucked me out of obscurity.
She has a way of doing that.
So if you want to blame anyone for this mess, people, it's all Lilith Hellfire's fault.
Just one more laurel on her brow.
And I found out about you at the Podcasters Hangout in Chicago.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Rob messaged me, I met some woman who wants to talk to Gotham. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Then I get a message from Tyler, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned. We'll have more stuff coming your way. We won't abandon you like this Gotham show has. For the last time, okay?
It'll be back.
For the last time, Rob. Gotham, Gotham, Gotham. Gotham, Gotham, Gotham.